Finally, Mr. President, no discussion of Donald Trump's incompetence and lies would be complete without talking about health care. Now, what is Donald Trump's signature domestic accomplishment? Tell me, what is it? He would say it's undoubtedly the so-called big, beautiful bill, but Americans are learning every day, more and more Americans learn that it's nothing more than a big betrayal. Big betrayal. The biggest cuts to health care and food assistance and good-paying jobs in American history. Donald Trump's signature feat in office is throwing people off Medicaid. Can you imagine? To make life better for those at the very, very top. He's destroying the ACA marketplace, sending costs skyrocketing for millions of Americans. They're going to learn about this as early as next month. And who are we kidding? We know that Medicare is next. We all know his Treasury Secretary gloated that they found a way to hurt Medicare in the so-called big, beautiful bill. I was in New York last month, and I spoke with countless New York doctors and hospital managers and nurses and parents and patients who are frustrated and worried that hospitals will close, costs will go up, people who need coverage won't be able to get it. The mom who has a daughter with cancer and can no longer get help and watches that child suffer, and the mom suffers too. Thanks to Donald Trump and Senate Republicans, health care costs are going to increase for every American in the country. And it's not just, you say, well, I'm not on Medicaid, I'm not on Medicare. And the ACA, even people with private insurance will see their costs go up and go up significantly. Rural Americans will see their hospitals close. It's happening already in states like Nebraska and Maine. And this isn't theoretical, it's real. And meanwhile, while all this devastation is going on, we have an HHS secretary, instead of looking out for the health care of American people, he's firing thousands of federal workers, he's canceling medical research, and he's promoting cod liver oil supplements to treat diseases like measles. This is crackpot nonsense. My Senate colleagues know that. What RFK Jr. is doing is dangerous. The damage RFK Jr. is causing right now will be felt for generations, and so many of our kids and grandkids will suffer. More of our kids will die from preventable diseases. The damage will be long-lasting. Donald Trump should fire RFK Jr. immediately. Senate Republicans should come out of hiding and demand Trump fire RFK too. They see the damage. They read the insane things he says day after day after day. They know the immense harm RFK poses to our kids the longer he stays in place. Every second that RFK is running our healthcare system is a healthcare crisis of its own, and he cannot be allowed to continue to lead this agency. So, Mr. President, in conclusion, the challenges I've mentioned today are just a few that plague America. They are a result of Donald Trump's pathetic leadership and his incessant lies. And I lay all of this at the feet of my Republican colleagues. They could stop it. I ask my Republican colleagues, will you join us in making things right, in putting a stop to Donald Trump's madness, in protecting our kids and lowering costs, in setting America back on the right track and making our neighborhoods safe? Or will you keep bowing down before the throne of Donald Trump, the erstwhile king? We ask you not to turn your back on the vision of our founders, not to let America slide down the road to autocracy. And that is an expensive autocracy, for that matter, where Americans pay more and more and more for rent, electricity, groceries, things like that. Senate Republicans can't pretend they're helpless against Donald Trump. The majority in this chamber, the majority, could very easily undo what he does. They have the power to rein in his worst impulses. Republicans just need to make the decision for themselves, to act, to stand up, to put the needs of people back home ahead of Donald Trump's narcissistic wishes. We have an opportunity this month, to start setting things right by advancing common sense legislation to protect our health care, to hold the line against Trump's abuses, and to reverse the immense harmful Medicaid cuts that Trump and Republicans pushed in the summer. Will Senate Republicans continue to kowtow to a leader they know is dragging the country down, they know is a pathological liar? Or will they, as the Founding Fathers intended, stand up to him? Will they help us fight America's slide into authoritarianism? Will they help us give the American people some hope in the future and prevent their costs from continuing to rise? This month will tell us in which direction they choose.